Hello, everyone. I was playing around with this padlock. I love this big brass padlock. Um, but I was zipping it, and I noticed something very unusual in the keyway. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. Look at that pin on the very... All right, let me orientate this. All right, so the key pins are up. Look at that pin at 45-degree angle. I don't know if you can see that down there. That is a pin. I pushed on it under spring pressure. See it right there at the very bottom, the very back of the keyway. That all the way down there is a pin. It has spring pressure on it. It's kind of like, I thought it might be like a check pin. But this thing is so easy to open, it can't be a check pin. Another thing that you might not know is on a lot of locks you can do this. I was doing this for convenience. Even though the shackle is open, the lock is still locked. And if you're practicing something, like you're holding this in your hand and you're just doing a zip, see that? If you're practicing that, it's a pain in the butt on this big lock to close the shackle and push it back and everything like that. The lock is unlocked right now. I was looking at that little pin that I thought maybe it was a pin that was going sideways. You know, that a key pin that had fallen out or something, or was damaged. I don't know if I can get it in there. Let me get that little light to shine in there. Make sure he's on. Yep, he's on. No, it's not showing it too well in the camera. I'm trying to show it, but yeah, there it is. That pin is still at a 45-degree angle. And when I push on it, I can feel it bumping up against the core. It's really strange. But if it had anything to do with keeping the lock from opening, it's right underneath this ledge right here. If it had anything to do with you needed a key in there, I could see how it could push up. You know, it could have some warding or a piece on the key that would push up on this pin and activate it. You shouldn't be able to. I also have, with this thing locked here, I pushed on just the pin only. I thought maybe these are just dummies. These pins up here are just dummies, and the real thing that really opens it is just pushing the key all the way in. But I couldn't get it to work. I was in there trying to go at a 45-degree angle and just deal with the that little pin. I push on it. You get a slight movement on the core, like an Everest check pin or something, you know. But it doesn't open it. And it's not necessary to hit that thing either, though. I mean, because you can zip this thing pretty easily without touching that. That was just on the pins. That wasn't on that little side check pin. So that's strange, isn't it? That's really odd. Look at it. At first I thought, man, I've broken this thing. I've been playing with it so much I've broken it, because I was sitting there trying to count the pins. There's 6 pins in there. And then there's that thing going sideways. And I thought, what the hell is that? And it's not something to prevent bypassing, because it's spring-loaded. And, I mean, it's got its own little cylinder. Anyway, when I go to tear apart the other one that's coming in, I'm going to disassemble it. I also took some Brasso on the side here just to try to find these plugs. I can see them. You get the light just right. It's a little bit darker up there. You can see the darker shading of where the end caps are at. There's one there, 2, 3, 4. You can see them up over here too if you get the light just right. Maybe that's about the best light, kind of a shade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If that's one, that might be the core retaining one. And then you've got the big one to prevent the shackle from popping out. So, I mean, so anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you, that little weird pin in the keyway that I never expected, that apparently doesn't have anything to do with it. And also, I just wanted to show you that about you don't always have to lock the lock all the way back up if you want to pick it again, if you're trying to do something like you think there's only one pin that it requires. Like, this thing doesn't take much to single pin pick it, but zipping it is faster than single pin picking it. You can try to single pin pick this thing and get it bound up. Basically, you can go through here and it can be a semi-difficult pick. I was fiddling around with it for like 5 minutes, not opening. I was, what the hell am I doing wrong? And I was actually trying to pick the pins, push up on them and stuff. If you just concentrate on the back pin number 4 or 5 or 6, whatever the back ones are that are active, it only feels like there's only like 1, maybe 2 pins when you're single pin picking it that you got to push on. And zipping it, all I got to do is make sure you're back in the back and you're going straight along the keyway, and that's like it'll just fly right open. So it likes to be zipped, which means that it would also be easy to snap gun it. I don't want to, why would you snap gun it? It makes a lot of noise. Yeah, it's fast, but so is zipping. And it should also be, if you had a key, bump keyable, like you could bump key this thing. There's lots of ways into this lock, but what I like about it is it's huge, it's different. You don't see a lot of those, running around every day. And I'll be getting more of them, man. I'm really interested in the new old stock that's coming in, just to see if it's got that pin in it. And then the old one that's coming in with the rusted shackle and everything, I want to get that one to basically take it apart. I'm going to leave this guy alone. Probably going to leave this one alone. I don't need a key for him or anything. I'm just going to leave him in his original condition and everything. But the other one is going to be coming apart. So thanks for watching, and happy picking. Also, if you've got any ideas what that particular pin down there might be for, why they would insert it in there, see that? It's all the way in the back there at a 45-degree angle, right underneath that other warding. I didn't even notice it first, but it really is in the keyway. And I don't know if you can see it very well. It seems like there's a little cutout to the left over here in the warding on the core. But that's another reason why I want to take that other one apart when I get it. But there you go, just a little bit more playing around with the giant guard padlock.